Comedy. Professional entertainment consisting of jokes and satirical sketches, intended to make an audience laugh.
Hello gamers, it's me, CybernetGamer, and welcome back to a review of my channel. And today we're going to be looking at two specific TikTok users that I just cannot stand to watch. And their names are Gilmer Crows and Jaden Crows, or better known as the Crows Bros. And I just cannot stand to watch these guys, and I'll get into that more in a bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at their channels just to see what we're dealing with. Alright, so before we look at their channels, I just wanted to say real quickly, when it comes to comedy, there's three things that you should remember and always keep in mind when doing like a comedy act, or you know, you're joking around with your friends. There's three things you should always remember, three key components of making good jokes, right? So, tip number one. Loud is not always funny. Just because you can scream and yell does not necessarily mean that you are a funny comedian. I've learned this from experience. If used properly, it can be very, very funny. But, you know, take example like Lele Pons. All she does is scream and yell in her videos, and it doesn't make it funny. That's why she, you know, only has haters and not a lot of fans. Secondly, making funny faces is not funny either. Just because you can cross your eyes and, you know, talk in a funny voice and have a funny face doesn't, again, make you funny. And the third tip, timing is everything. If there's one thing I've learned when it comes to telling a joke, you have to learn how to time it properly, because without the proper timing, it doesn't sound good, it doesn't work. It's just a horrible joke at that point, you know, because you didn't time everything out properly. And that's one of the things that Gilmer Crows and Jaden Crows, or the Crows Bros, they don't really comprehend the fact that making funny faces isn't funny. They like to, you know, make these funny faces, and it doesn't make any sense because it's not funny. But literally every video that they upload, it's just faces. And I don't see how people can look at it and be like, oh, that's so funny, you make my day, blah blah blah. If you think making funny faces is hilarious, more power to you, but that means you have no sense of humor. It means that your sense of humor is so low that I could drop a pen on the floor and you'd laugh hysterically as if I just told you the greatest joke in the world. That's one thing I've never understood about people, is how can a funny face be funny? But I don't know. Anyway, let's just go ahead and take a look at Gilmer Crows' videos and see what we're really dealing with. Alright, so we're gonna take a look at Gilmer Crows, as I just said, and just scrolling up and down, we can already tell what this guy's channel is about, and it's mainly just faces. Like, I'm looking at most of the thumbnails, and it's just face after face after face, but, you know, maybe looks can be deceiving. You know, maybe he doesn't pull faces that often, so let's go ahead and take a look at one of his videos. Alright, so we have this one right here. Alright, so, okay, it started out normal. I mean, it's not too bad. You know, not too many faces, not as many as I thought it was going to be. But in this one, he does exaggerate a lot, especially in the end, when he just says, you know, he kind of exaggerates in that one. But let's take a look at a different one. So in this one, he's trying to do a Jim Carrey impersonation, which I have nothing against him on doing that. Jim Carrey's an amazing comedian. I love Jim Carrey. But in this video, in my opinion, he kind of ruins Jim Carrey with all, you know, again, it goes back to exaggerating and the funny faces. But I put funny in quotations because there's nothing really funny about this video. But let's go ahead and take a look at a third video, because, you know, maybe third time's a charm. Maybe. Who knows? Alright, so we have this one. So he's yawning. That's normal. His friend tells him to stop. So he yawns again. Okay, and so, yeah, that's a typical response when you tell your friend to stop yawning. You just give him a good old smack in the head. That's the perfect response that you want to do to your friend. Alright, so just like we did for Gil, we're going to do the same thing for Jaden, and we're going to scroll down just a little bit just to see again, maybe get an idea of what his channel's about, and yeah, it's the same thing, just faces, and the comedic effect of faces is zero. Like, I'm looking at this one right here, and it does not look entertaining at all. And I don't know, but again, maybe just like we did with Gil's, we'll give Jaden a chance and we'll see what he has to offer. So here we are with the first video. You know, it starts out pretty normal, but let's see what we got going on. Okay, pretty normal, just changing clothes. That's a pretty cool effect. Oh, and it instantly hit with the face. And so he's just, come on, dude. Like, how do people find this funny? That's what I want to know. Can someone in the comments, or someone tweet at me, or send me a message on Facebook, someone please explain to me how videos like these are funny when they're not close to being funny. There's no comedic value, and it's literally no effort. But, you know, we'll look at another one. So here we are, we have this one. I guess that's pretty normal. Oh god, this is giving me a headache just looking at it. Like, I don't see how any of this is funny. I'm literally sitting here with a straight face, and people, 956.6k likes. Between them, they have at least 30-something million followers. You know, like, that's crazy. But let's look at a third video, because like, just like we did with Gills, let's see, you know, third time's a charm. So we have this one. Oh my god, it's literally just different faces. And zooming in. That's another thing that people think is hilarious, is zooming in on your face, when it's really not. But you know what, they do some pretty bad damage on their own. But let's look at some of their videos they do together, because dear lord, maybe they can actually pull out some decent content with each other, instead of, you know how certain things are good on their own, but when you put them together they're excellent. Maybe that's what we're getting here, is maybe they're bad on their own, but maybe they'll become good if they're together, you know. Let's find out. Alright, so here's one of their more, you know, popular videos with 1.8 million views, and this is one that they did together, and it's of them dancing, which I have no problem with. I think they're pretty good dancers, if I, you know, do say so myself, and I do. But, you know, I'm not huge fans of them, but let's go ahead and see what this video has to offer. Alright, so there's nothing wrong with the dancing, right? They did good. Oh, and then they do the close-up faces like usual. Okay, I don't really care for that, but let's go ahead and look at another one. Alright, so we have this one. Okay, he pops in, it's pretty good. And instantly get hit with the faces. I mean, it's the same thing with these two guys. Like, they can't be funny on their own and, like, you know, be creative. That's the problem with these guys, is they're not creative. They just take something that's already been done and just ruin it. But let's go ahead and look at a third one. So here we go. Again, it's, you know, one of their dancing ones. Typically, the ones that they do together are of them dancing, which there's no problem. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, they're just having a dance party. Okay, you know, I was okay with the weird dancing in the beginning, because, you know, I can't dance. I'm no expert on dancing. You know, I think that's a pretty good dance. You know, it's something I'd do, like, at a club or something, you know. But whenever he puts his hand over the camera like that, and then they just go all out, like, thinking it's funny. Also, doing funny movements, you know, along with funny faces isn't really comedy. Alright, so before we end this video, I just wanted to go ahead and read some of the comments that people left on their videos and stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and start off with this one saying, "You have actual brain damage." Another one saying, "Is this supposed to be comedy?" To the answer is no, this is not comedy. Someone put hilarious. Someone then followed up with, "If you honestly think this is funny,
stop it. Get some help.
Y'all are trying to act funny, but y'all are not. Like it's not funny. Just stop." I couldn't agree more. Making funny faces doesn't make you a comedian unless your audience is 2-year-olds. I can't verbally explain how much I hate this. I don't hate this, I just think it's unnecessary and people are finding stupid stuff funny. That's what I'm saying, at least. I just threw up watching this. Me too, my guy. Me too. And my personal favorite. If a robber put a gun to my head and said laugh to this or die, I'll be on my way to see Jesus. I wouldn't take it that far. I really do think that that's unnecessary. I mean, that's just hate. But I mean, he's not wrong. So go ahead and let me know what you think of the Crows Bros in the comments down below. But anyway, gamers, that's gonna be it for this video. And I'll see y'all in the next one.